Hello, today we're going to talk about the second coming. That's right. No, not of Jesus Christ, but of a footballer. Of a fictional footballer in this weird romance novel that I read in a moment of deep confusion within my life. Because the thing is, you see, I have a Goodreads account, as do many people. And this is a mistake that has led me to ruin myself deeply. What happened was, I was thinking about how I like to read young adult fiction, but I'm no longer a young adult. I'm turning 29 soon. So I wondered idly, it'd be great if there was a genre that was like young adult, but was like more actually for adults, but just had the kind of tone to it, you know? The kind of tone, the feel, some of the feel that I love. And while I was thinking that, the gods smiled upon me and brought me a Tumblr post of someone who was kind of saying the same thing, but they were talking about the apparent genre, new adults. Which is apparently a thing that is exactly what I described. However, I don't know if that's really true. First of all, is it really a genre? Hard to say. Is anything really anything? Oh, existentialism time, baby. Anyway, so I looked through the books on Goodreads that were tagged with new adult, that were from this place. And some of them, I'm thinking, are these just romance novels? Spoiler, yes. That's fine, whatever. But I thought I would, you know what, maybe I could read some of these bad boys. And I was having a little scroll and I saw The Second Coming, and the combo of this title with the football themed cover that clearly splices two very different stock images of men together. Nice. The use of the Union Jack here, I'm thinking, oh, I have to read this. This is a book I gotta get into my brain. Deep mistake, but that's okay. I've read worse books. I've read the first Ring book, Don't Do This to Yourself. I've read the Name of the Wind. Read two of those. Pains me to remember that. Anyway, but this video is not about those books. It is about punishing books, because you know what? After this video, I don't endorse reading anymore. But let's get to this book. So it's called The Second Coming. It's not about Jesus. What's the point? Well, there isn't a lot of point. But it's about a footballer. The reason apparently for the title, he's referenced to as the second coming of God in British football, which, first of all, I don't understand what that means. So I don't know what level of blasphemy we're on right now, but I'm gonna say like a 7. Secondly, British football. This book, there are some clues within this book that it was not written by a British person, and one of those clues is the very frequent description of football, not as football like a British person would say, but as British football. We always say that here. We're like, yes, the British football. My favourite sport, the British football. So of course, you know, this was evident immediately, and it just spurred me on. I was like, oh, this book about the British football, gotta read it, gotta enjoy. You know, two things from like the title and the cover alone. It's blasphemous, and it's about sexy football. So I'm in. I'm ready for that. Anyhow, let me read the synopsis for you. They call him the second coming of honour, spelt without a U, there's your first clue, for British football, of God in an athlete's body, of every English woman's fantasy. Jude Davies is my country's prodigy on the pitch, more famous than the nobility in Buckingham Palace. He and his merry band of scoundrels. I love this, like we're Robin Hood here. What's going on? He and his merry band of scoundrels rule the rogue football academy and the London nightlife scene alike, and now he's aiming his well-honed set of skills directly at me. His devilish charm is lethal, but with the tragic hand life has dealt me, distractions like him aren't an option. Plus, we're only playing a game. One of convenience where he needs me to save his reputation, and I need his money to save the one person I love, until he wraps me around that immoral finger. Until I craved that reckless, wild high he provides, until I hope for a future that will never happen. That's the thing about going toe-to-toe with the next football legend. He's faster, stronger, and will destroy me every time. So obviously that sounds like the greatest thing I will ever read in my life. So let's read this book. Let's read. Let's just quickly run down what the book is about. The book is about a 20-year-old football man, and he's a bad boy. You know this because he constantly describes women as sluts. It's great. What a bad boy. Oh, how are we gonna tame this man? Oh, he hates women so much, but I'm different. The protagonist, our insert character, what's her name? Aria. Her name is Aria. She works at the football academy and she sews the kits and stuff. She's one of 3 women who work there, and she's the youngest one, and she's 18. She doesn't like these footballers because they're bad people, which in all fairness seems true. How the book portrays them, it's they're just kind of terrible people. Whatever. But she has to work there, you see, full time because she couldn't go to university and needed to get a job right out of high school because her dad's got cancer, and now she has to provide for their home. So she's a pauper, and the football man is the rich misogynist king who's gonna whisk her off her feet and take her to wish fulfillment heaven. They kind of meet. She's like, wow, I hate him, but he's sexy though. He's a disgusting, sickening man, but I have seen his penis and I do like it. That's what they meet, and he's naked because he's in the shower and he overhears her singing. Side note, she has an incredible singing voice. Wow, that won't come up in the plot at all. Coldplay is referenced too much in this book by name. Coldplay comes up a couple of times. I'm like, I get it. Okay, Coldplay, I get it. Right, we love Coldplay, we get it, we understand. Moving on. So they meet. Oh, intense physical attraction. Uh-oh. Oh no, but he's a terrible man. And he's obsessed with her now. Stalks her a little bit, it's fine. Ends up paying for her to come and be his assistant when he goes out of London, so he won't get into trouble, because there was a plot point of he was caught smoking a cigarette, and this was on the front of a paper, and his boss man was gonna have to throw you off the team. I don't know if he said that, but it was a big deal. Oh my god, he's 20 years old and he smoked a cigarette. What a bad boy. Which is interesting as the framework for him being punished in his work life, when he's constantly having sex with and denigrating many women every moment of his life. But no one cares about that. That's fine. But smoking a cigarette though. So he gives her £10,000, I believe, to go and shield him on this night out. Only then she gets jealous because he talks to a woman. So our protagonist, Mr. nice penis man. That's his only trait, is that he has a nice penis or something. This book was more sexual than I expected it to be, and I don't appreciate that. I wanted a chaste book for adults, okay? I wanted a... What did I want? I didn't want this. I didn't want to read the word member, you know? That's just not ever what I want. And in a romance novel, it's what I get, and I just don't like to be punished by God this way, and I really would like to not have that happen. Thank you. Anyhow, they have a falling out or something. There's this running thread of like, you have an amazing voice. Why don't you do something with it? You could be a star. And she's like, no, I can't. My daddy needs me. You know, nothing really happens to him in this book. He's just a great footballer, and then he's like maybe in trouble, and then he's just a great footballer. That's kind of it. And then for her, it's like, oh, this guy likes me, but he's bad news. And I need my job. And like she loses her job for a while and is like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And then basically she gets a record deal and they fuck. Okay, let's just go through some choice quotes from this book. Let's just go through some moments. Oh, and her dad's just like healed at the end. It's fine. He doesn't have cancer anymore. He's fine. It's all good. Wait, there's so many bits that are like notably like they're trying to be almost hyper British in the way they're speaking, and it makes me laugh. Okay, like a lot of it is pretty normal, but some of it I'm just like, what's going on? I mean, they straight up call football soccer at a few points, and I'm like, hey, you slipped up on that one. A load of bloody bollocks, I agree, stretching my quads. Oh yeah, all right, so there's this whole thing where sexy misogynist football man relates to our main character girl because, her mum left her, I guess, when she was a kid, and football man's parents both died in a car crash, so they got a lot in common. If you have dead parents and the person you're attracted to also has dead parents, wow, quids in, really. Bugger, he looks sexy. How is a guy allowed to look this dishy? Golden skin, biceps, and calves that could hold up a crumbling building. He looks like some real-life version of the Hercules character in that Disney movie. Hercules character? You mean Hercules? Huncules? Just love imagining him as just literally the cartoon Hercules. That enhanced my reading of this book. Gotta tell you. Do you want to go to London with me? He smiles. You want me to... What? I'm sorry, I must have misunderstood. Blimey, had he just asked me to go to London with him? Was this reality? I need a handler of sorts. Alarm bell starts screeching in my brain and I back away, holding my hands up. No, I'm not that kind of woman. Jude tilts his gorgeous head to the side, confusion marring those green pools, and assesses me. A second later, it's as if a light bulb goes off in his brain. This is so stupid. You think I'm asking to hire you as a prostitute? He delivers this sentence deadpan. I shift uncomfortably because yes, this is what I think. In fact, I think this superstar athlete has seen more than his fair share of prostitutes, and he's only 20. This book is screwed up. What's going on with this book? Like, what? No, I don't need to pay for sex if you hadn't noticed. What I do need is someone who will keep me out of any wonky business. Someone who will see a possible threat to my image and remove me from it. And you think I would be able to do that? Why? We barely know each other. He shrugs, the cleft in his chin wobbling. The cleft in his chin wobbling? How does that happen physically? But no one looks at me like I'm a bothersome fly on their arm that they want to swat. Well, except for you. So he likes her because she doesn't like him. Which, yeah, okay. They end up getting together. And he like makes her go record a single. That's the book, really. But what I don't understand, okay, obviously in a romance novel, a primary driving force is the wish fulfillment element at the core of it, right? Whatever's happening at the core of the plot, that is like the thing you are inserting yourself into, ideally, as like the fantasy. But the fantasy in this is just like a horrible, awful man at being attracted to you. So I don't get it. I guess in this story, it's like, on the one hand, the idea that she can change this man, but that she's just different. She's like there's something special about her that can make this terrible, awful man become who he really is, a good person and a good relationship, have a normal man who doesn't think that all women are disgusting, disease-infested sluts. And I'm paraphrasing, but in the book, like, that literally is given to be his inner thoughts about women. That's just not normal. Anyway, okay. And then on the other hand, you have the wish fulfillment of being with this like famous, beloved, rich, cool guy, or like that has the perception of being cool because he's famous and rich and he can elevate your lifestyle. I just find it weird how alienating some of the fantasy elements in romance novels are. Like, they're so empty of the things that I would actually find satisfying as wish fulfillment narratives. Also, at one point, she goes to record this single that she's just doing suddenly in an instant, and the guy there like explains the microphone to her. He's like, well, he doesn't exactly explain it. He's like, he points to the microphone. He's like, obviously, this is a microphone. And I'm like, why did you write this sentence in your book? Also, I love when the book references specific artists or songs. Jude ignores my questions and observes my ancient second-hand laptop. She's poor, guys. She's poor. Which is pumping Old Dominion's one-man band through its pathetic speakers. I shrug. Music is music, in my opinion. I love the lead singer's voice, and I'm so sorry, but okay. When you leave, I miss you terribly, I whisper, my most secret thought slipping out. Being away from you is torture, he agrees, slanting his head more so that he can plunge his tongue deeper into my mouth. Oh, what a great... Oh, love that. Anyway, I'm not going to read the sex scene to you because I would rather die, and I soon will, so that's fine. They do sex. Oh, wait. This is maybe... I don't know if this is as bad as the word member being used, but they say his tool, and I'm like, come on, man. It's not a spanner. It's a dick. Come on, just say penis words, like actual words that mean penis. If you're gonna write about penises, then just say the words, man. These euphemisms, I don't know. I mean, but surely there are better euphemisms than this. I don't need to, you know what, if it's not the word member, maybe I shouldn't even complain, but tool isn't that bad, but just stop. Just stop it. It makes me laugh too much. She gets immediately mad. Like, they have sex, and then he's like, oh, I'm moving to London permanently because I'm going to be the new forward at this club. And she's like so mad. She's like, Well, I guess there will be a lot of that in our future, huh? The thinking about the distance. And I'm like, aren't they like half an hour away? What's going on? Okay. It's not set up as being really far away from London. They go there on nights out, but they stay there in a hotel. But like, I don't know, you both live in England. That's not long distance. She just does that thing where there's like a misunderstanding in a romantic movie. The only way I'll get through this is if I keep cutting him off. Don't you dare, Jude. Don't you dare ask me to come with you to London. You know I can't do that, and you know it will only break my heart more. But he is already breaking my heart in ways he should have known. The most detrimental thing that has ever happened to me, that has ruined my self-esteem and my worth, and the chance at regular, healthy love was my mother leaving us, abandoning my father and me to pursue bigger dreams, and right now Jude is doing the exact same thing. I've always suspected that in the end we would be ruined dramatically in the fashion of a firework exploding. Jude would cheat on me, or his partying ways would be too much, or my inability to give time or affection would cause him to blow up in spectacular fashion. This is much worse. The slow conclusion, the grinding to a halt of our relationship. It guts me worse than any sudden parting could have. So they break up. She's like, this is why I never allowed hope in. It's why I've never let it light up my heart again. But of course, it's just a misunderstanding. And you just, Arya is too scared to admit that she loves me. But I am a coward for not telling her too. We are both bloody fools. And now I am alone and sulking like a dog that has been kicked one too many times. It's so dramatic. It just makes me want to, die. Most football players loathe running up and down the pitch in the pissing rain. It's bloody wet, usually cold, mud cakes in your boots, and you can't see a damn thing. It's hectic, and your senses have to adjust sharply and quickly to make sure you play just as well as when the heavens haven't opened up. It's chaos, pure bloody chaos. I guess it's a good thing I thrive in chaos. He's like a demon. I'll pay you £10,000 for 2 days I'm there. Jude shrugs. I freeze, my face inches from him. As if this kind of money is something he wipes his ass with. Rather spectacular ass it is, from what I've studied on the odd daydreaming moment when I've watched him out the window of the Soho house at practice. 2 round globes, sculpted and muscled enough to be visible under the tight football shorts. She's a globe head. So they're in a car together, and he can hear her music, which apparently is a mix of the Beatles, Drake, Florence and the Machine, Coldplay, Adele, and Lauryn Hill. Analyze that.